Some students revise for hours and hours, and yet their grades don't improve. So why does that happen for some students but not others? My name is Bradley, and I've analysed many GCSE maths papers, and I've looked at lots of study routines. So I'm going to tell you today why effort isn't always translating into marks when it comes to GCSE maths. The first thing that we should think about is the difference between active and passive revision. What is passive revision? Passive revision is revision you do when you are just kind of going with the flow, kind of thinking, when you feel focused, you kind of think, okay, I feel focused now, I should do some revision. It's not really structured, and you don't really know when you're going to revise next, you just know that you're going to. That's passive revision. And also involved in passive revision is when you're actually doing the revision itself, you don't really know what topics you're doing. You just kind of pick a topic at random and you think, okay, I'll pick this one, I'll pick that one. And while you're revising, you kind of try and memorize methods, but you're not trying to understand it. That's passive revision. Active revision, though, is a lot different. Active revision is structured revision times. Revising even when you don't feel like it. Even when you don't feel like it. Yeah. A lot of people seem to struggle with doing things they don't feel like these days. But when it comes to revision, it's so important that you do. Active revision involves revising when you don't feel like it, and when you're revising, practicing in a way that helps you to learn new things, to practice what you already know, and to practice real exam questions so that you are confident with them when it comes to the real exam. It also involves understanding why the solution to a certain question has been gotten, rather than just trying to memorize methods without any understanding whatsoever. So we know the difference between passive and active revision. So why else might effort not translate into marks? Well, this may be because of exam technique gaps. Now, what are exam technique gaps? Well, when it comes to exams, it's not just about knowing the subject. That's one part of it. Another big part of exams is knowing the language of the exams, so that you know how to answer the question correctly. Like, for example, for some exams, for maths, for example, it will have words like explain, describe, and calculate. Those are 3 different words, and 3 different answers are expected from those 3 different words. Those 3 different words ask for a different type of answer, whether it's a sentence, whether it's a quick answer, or something else. And so you need to know the terminology of the exam, or else you are going to not get the marks or the full marks that you could get. Furthermore, when it comes to exam technique, it's about knowing the timing as well, and knowing how much time to allocate to certain questions depending on their marks, and knowing how to use your time well so that you aren't rushing it at the end. Another reason that effort doesn't translate into marks is because of weak topic avoidance. What does that mean? Well, some people only revise the subjects that they're good at, and the subjects that they're not good at, they don't revise. Does it make sense? Not really, but some people do it, and it does help them to feel more confident about the exam, which is a good thing. However, it's so important that you look at the topics that you are weak on. And it's not about just focusing on those solely. You need to refresh the topics that you do know. However, it's so important that you do not ignore weak topics altogether, because that is probably going to be the question in your GCSE paper. And if you skip it, then you're going to get it wrong. last thing that could be the reason why efforts don't translate into mark is because you don't have structured feedback. Structured feedback can come in the form of school teachers giving feedback on regular tests. It could come in the form of a tutor regularly informing a parent or a student of how they're doing, what their weak points are, and what they need to do next. Structured feedback is so important, especially when it's done by an expert like a tutor, because structured feedback really does show you, first of all, it helps you to see where you are in the world of exams and navigate how much further you have to get to. And it also gives you a basis to start and to go with. It gives you something to work on. It doesn't leave you aimless. So those are some of the reasons why effort might be not producing results when it comes to the exams and what you can do differently. If your child is working hard but is not progressing as much as they would like to, there's help below. In the description, there's a link to the various tutoring packages that I offer. So feel free to take a look and see if it's for you. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a good day.